Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to another episode where I review vintage fountain pens. Today I have for you a beautiful German fountain pen from the 1950s, and I present to you the Pelikan 140 in this indigo or dark blue finish. This is a wonderful fountain pen, and if you watch my channel, you already seen the review of the dark green one or the Gruner and the Pelikan 140 in black. You must know that this fountain pen is the successor of the Pelikan Ibis, which was a quite nice Pelikan from the 30s and the late 1930s and all the way through the beginning of the 1950s. This Pelikan 140 was launched for the first time in 1952, and you must know that this particular model I have in my hand, it was produced between 1954 and 1955. Of course, if we search on the internet, all the models you see here, so the black one, the indigo one, or the dark blue one, and the dark green one, were produced first in 1952, and the black one goes all the way through 1965. The last year of production of the last two was 1955. But I will tell you what I think, that this Indigo model was produced only in 1954 and in 1955. So, first of all, I bought this Pelikan at a reasonable price. And why is that, guys? You probably know that we have a piston filler, and this piston is, let's say, misaligned in the sense that I believe it is functional because when I rotate it, let me show you guys. So I rotate it and the piston is working. You can see here the turning, this is the turning knob, and you can see here the end of the piston. So it is working, but when I try to close it here, it has this little gap, so it needs a little bit of tuning there. And another problem with this fountain pen is the fact that it doesn't have its original nib. It has a rather interesting nib. The first time that I see this nib is a warranted nib number 4 and 14 karat. So it is the first time that I see a warranted nib that is a two-tone color. If you can see, this is gold, yellow gold, and this is white gold, or just plated, rhodium plated, or something like that. And I want to ask you guys if you believe that this is a real warranted 14 karat gold nib. Again, it is the first time that I see this warranted nib in a two-tone variant. You can see a little bit problems with the tines. They are apart one from each other, and it has the original feed. Well, I have here the original nib of this model, so it should look like this one. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of accident and the feed is broken on this model, the ebonite feed. So this is the original nib, and because I was informed by the seller it doesn't have the original nib, I paid quite a reasonable sum of money for it. I believe it was under 200 lays So approximately 40 euros, or say, let's say 44 American dollars. So I must tell you guys that I was quite pleased to have this color in my collection. And why is that? So this model 140, it is often found in its striped green version, and the other colors are less common. So, for example, this one, the dark blue one, was produced between 1952 and 1955, and this model, it was produced between 1954 and 1955. And why is that? So the previous models before 1954 had this ring, this cap ring was not engraved. And if we look on our model, we can see engraved Pelikan 140 and Germany. So this was a change done in 1954. Again, or in 1954 we can see a narrower clip, and also in 1954 they add this logo at the top of the cap. Also, the models made after 1954 are not engraved on the barrel, and the size of the nib isn't thermically imprinted here on the turning knob. So a quite nice model, and I will leave the dimensions of it on the screen. Those are the other models, so you can see the difference in color. This is the indigo one, this is the black one, and this is the dark green one. I believe that on the dark green one the nib is at repairs, so let me show you the feed. It is quite long. I have here the feed, ebonite feed, quite nice. So this model has the nib at a repair center. This is the green one. Let me leave it like this because I want to compare the colors of the ink windows. So you can see that all of them are green in color. All that you can see are piston fillers, and they are quite nice. I will leave the dimensions of our fountain pen on the screen, and I will try to do a writing sample. Bear in mind, guys, that I have some ink here, and let me see. Yes, you can see some residues of ink, and for that reason I will use a Parker ink that I have right here. So this is the Parker Quick ink. In fact, it is a mixture of two inks, Parker Quick ink, and half of it is from a Pelikan 4001 Royal Blue ink. This is a mixture of inks, and I think that with this residue of ink, which seems to be also a blue one, but in combination with this green, it looks like a darker one. As you can probably see, guys, the ink window is not in its good shape. It has two scratches, and I hope they are visible. Look, one great one here and a smaller one there, but it seems to be okay. It doesn't leak ink or something like that. So guys, before I will do the writing sample, I will leave the dimensions of our fountain pen, the Indigo fountain pen, on the screen. And why not? I'm quite curious to see how they write. So I thought to myself that I can do a comparison between the warranted nib and the original Pelikan nib. But bear in mind, guys, that the warranted nib has a little bit of problems in the sense that the tines are slightly misaligned, like you see there. But again, let's try to do the writing sample and we'll see which one writes better. Unfortunately, the nib of the green one is on is in repairs, so I will leave the little Gruner outside this competition. Okay, let me change the angle of the cameras for you guys to see better what I'm doing right here. Okay guys, so I've changed the angle of the camera. I'm sorry for the lighting. Maybe, yes, I will try to bring the source of light right here. Okay, maybe, yes. I think it looks quite nice with the source of lighting here. Okay, so guys, let me shake the ink bottle. I will place it right over here. Like I've promised you, we'll fill it. So let me start with this one because you know I have that problem with the piston. I hope it works. So I'm turning it and you can see the end, the plastic end. Okay. Now I am going to place it in the ink bottle and do the same thing here with the turning knob, and I hope it will fill with ink. We will see in a minute. It appears, yes, the ink window is quite dark, so it means that we have ink. Guys, I have this tissue that I use to clean the grip section. Okay, and it should write. Let me leave this here, and now I will do the same thing with the other one, with the black one. I don't remember. Yes, I have also a functioning piston, I believe. I will put it in the ink bottle. Let's see if it draws ink. Okay, yes, also this draws ink. And let me put the bottle here. Always remember to put back the cap on the bottle. So remember, guys, this is a combination of Parker Quick Ink and Pelikan 4001 Royal Blue. Let me see if we can post them. Yes, we can post the black one, and also we can post the indigo one. So because this is the star of this review, I will start with the Pelikan, and it appears we have that problem with the nib, guys. So we will see in a minute, but let's continue with this. So there's no problem. Pelikan 140, the black one, made in Germany, and this was made, okay, sorry guys, let me give you a little zoom. So Pelikan 140 black, made in Germany. It was made between 1952 and 1965. But this model that you see in front of The camera was produced after 1954 when there were those design changes that I've already mentioned. So quite a nice nib, 14 karat, 585. It seems like a fine nib, a gold nib of course. And guys, let me close it. I will try to do a similar writing sample with the other one. I think, and yes guys, I have a really bad problem here, and I hope that you can see. So the feed, you can see, is quite distant from the nib, so it's quite strange because the nib should be in this position, and this is, I think, one of the reasons. Yes, so if I use it like this and the feed brings the ink to the level of the nib, yes, it does a nice job. But when I try to write like this in this position, you can see this is a misaligned nib. So I'm quite sorry guys, I hope that I will get an original nib for this one. I don't think it's such an expensive nib, but I hope I can find one. Meanwhile, I will try to end, let's say, the competition, so definitely this is the winner. It has a little bit of flex specific to the 1950s German models, and it's quite a nice one. Let me see if I can show you the flex of the nib, because it has a little bit of flex. Let me write over here to see that the tines, they slightly move. Okay, this is the beautiful original nib of the Pelikan 140 model, and this is my latest acquisition. Again guys, I didn't pay lots of money, around 40 euros, and believe me, I think I've done a great deal. Although the piston needs a little bit of tuning, definitely the nib needs to be exchanged, or maybe this warranted nib can be repaired, but I prefer to bring it as close to its original state as I can. So guys, this was my review. Unfortunate without the writing sample, because you can see, yes, they are misaligned, so it really shows that this isn't a compatible nib, or maybe it's just mounted in a wrong way. And guys, I don't want to break it, it's already broken. As you can see, the difference between the little tines, and you can see, yes, it's a slight difference, but look at this gap. And again, this gap, it's resolved by writing in reverse. You can see the ink. Yes, you can see the ink. Too bad. This is a classic German fountain pen from the 1950s. And I promise you guys that in time, yes, I will get an original nib for it, and I will bring it to its former glory. So guys, I want to thank you for your time. Have a nice day wherever you are. I hope you've enjoyed this review of this Pelikan 140 rare edition in this Indigo. And if you've enjoyed this small review, please subscribe to my channel to support my activity. We will see each other at the next episode, where I will present and review interesting fountain pens. Till then, bye bye, take care, and God bless.